You're involved in an accident and your neck is hurting you badly and there's pain going down your arms, or your back is hurting you terribly and you can't sleep and there's pain going down your legs. What do? Well, in the past, you would send a client out to a specialist and he or she would get an MRI of the neck or the back. And that's all well and good. But a large percentage of the times, MRIs were not showing the source of the pain. In fact, MRIs do not always show what is injured in a person because the injury could be at a microscopic level. The nerve could be inflamed because of fluids that are coming from the disc, or your facet joints, the joints in your back that are the sides of the vertebrae, could be causing pain. So in the past, we wouldn't be able to do much if an MRI was negative and didn't show any objective findings. I'm Eli Castronova. I represent people with neck and back pain that results from an accident in Los Angeles, California. Nowadays, we have situations where MRIs don't show the source of the injury. So what do? There are several avenues we can take. We can send the client to a pain management specialist who can perform what's called a nerve block. And what that is they inject medication, usually a steroid or a strong kind of painkiller at the level where we believe the pain is emanating. And if the pain stops, then this is a good indication that that level is where the pain's being caused. Either a disc is herniated or a nerve root is impinged. So we can tell that by doing these kinds of nerve blocks. Another thing we can do is, if the MRI is negative, is to have what's called a nerve conduction test, in which the client is laid down on a table. Electrodes are placed on their neck or their back, and it's determined whether the electrical signal, because our body is actually a big electrical circuit. That's what it is. The nerves are basically circuits that carry electrical impulses. And these nerve conduction tests, or EMGs, can show where there's an interruption of this electrical signal. And this can determine whether or not the client has a injury at a certain level of their discs, whether it's in the neck or the back. Finally, we have just recently had a device, a diagnostic device that has come on the market and is being used by many imaging companies. And these are companies where you go in and you have an MRI, and you either have an MRI in which you lay in a tube, or where you sit up, with so-called open MRIs for people that are claustrophobic. And these strong electromagnets can better visualize the tissues of the neck or the back to show whether there's injury there. But again, as I said, if the MRI is not sensitive enough, it may not show that microscopic injury. So there's a new device called the 3T, the Tesla 3T MRI. And what this does is it's much more sensitive. So it can show these microscopic images of either the brain, if you have a potential brain injury, or the neck or the back, to show where this injury has occurred. I'm sure in the future, and it won't be too far from now, there will be much stronger MRI machines and other devices that can diagnose injury to a client. So my office, our duty, and I think every injury attorney's duty, is to find these diagnostic tests that can be performed that can find out where the pain is coming. Because if we can't diagnose where the pain is coming from, we cannot send the client to get the kind of treatment that they need to get back to where they were before the accident. And we are doing that. We do it for every client. And one of the main ways to find out what a client needs as far as testing and treatment is to talk to your client. I always talk to my clients when they've been involved in an accident. They call my office or they come into my office. I personally speak to clients. I don't have a legal assistant or an associate talk to the clients to find out what's going on with their injury, because ultimately I'm the one who has to make the determination as to what kind of testing and treatment is best for them, and send them to the right doctors. If you have an associate or a legal assistant do this, they don't have the experience that I do. I've been doing this 40 years, and I have seen every kind of injury and every kind of accident that has happened. I've listened to many clients, and I'm there to help them. And the only way you can do that is to talk to them. Also, the attorney has a duty to talk to the clients down the line as the case goes on to find out where they are at different intervals. So that if they don't do this, they won't know whether that treatment is helping or if alternative treatment has to be done. And we have the best doctors who can treat clients, who can help them and get them back on the feet.
Hi there. I am an AI avatar reading a real Google review by Chris Jacoby. Elliot Castronova is an excellent attorney who truly has his client's best interest at heart. He is easy to talk to and made me feel comfortable from the start. He clearly explained the legal process for my case. I appreciated that he kept me updated through emails and phone calls. He fought hard and negotiated a settlement that I'm extremely pleased with. Thanks for your review, Chris Jacoby. It's appreciated. Eli J. Castronova is an excellent wrongful death lawyer. He is very professional and dedicated to his clients. He has a great success rate and is very knowledgeable about the law. Thanks for your review, Amina Bolem. It's appreciated.
Elia and his team are knowledgeable and experienced, and they're also very friendly and easy to work with.
Mr. Castronova was nothing less than a blessing. Going to court in pain is stressful beyond belief. But not only did he ensure I was comfortable, he did everything in his power to fight for my case. Best attorney around. Hands down. Thanks for your review, Lionel Coleman. It's appreciated.